Our first speaker today is Mr. R. Kumar, who is the Commissioner of the Central Vigilance Commission. Mr. Kumar is a 73 batch IPS officer who served in various capacities and has done his BTech in electrical engineering from IIT Madras and holds a Master of Business Laws degree from the National Law School of India University. Mr. Kumar's accomplishments in the police service, of course, are many. I think if I would go into details, it would not do him justice. But he has also led many successful investigations in India and used technology to crack high-profile cases like the assassination of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, the 1992 Harshad Mehta scam, and the Abdul Karim Telgi fake stamp paper scam. And after becoming Vigilance Commissioner, Mr. Kumar has been actively advocating mobile computing for filing complaints about corruption through Project Vigai and empowering citizens to report corruption in their neighborhood. But I think the most heartening part is what the discussion that I had with him just before this session, in which he's going to tell us how he will actually dispel some of the the kind of impression we have about the government using cloud. All yours, Mr. Kumar.
Good afternoon to you all, and thank you for this opportunity to be here. I would like to, just for my information, know how many of you are from the government and how many of you are from the private sector. Private sector. 3-4 people from the government. No, you are not from both. You have now quit the government, so I will not agree that you are in the government. Though you will want you to back in the government. And how many of you in the government are actually using cloud? So at least we have somebody there. Thank you. So now I do not know why the organizers wanted me to speak on the cloud here. And when they asked me, they said, speak about more on the security things like that. So safeguarding the citizen, that's what they wanted me to speak on. But I thought empowering the citizen was more important. So I tried to tell them that I would like to rather speak on IT empowerment of the citizen. They said Peter is going to speak in the keynote speech on that. So I'm lucky that I sat there and heard him speak. So most of the questions which I was supposed to speak on security aspect, he has already answered there. I don't think I need to repeat them there. So I would continue to concentrate on citizen empowerment. So the citizen empowerment and the cloud, I think it is a very fascinating subject. And if you go through the presentation today with me, I think you'll all turn very much into the cloud with your head in the cloud and the feet firmly planted on the ground. We will be leading forward with the IT revolution in the country. So what is the cloud like today? The people from the private sector will be talking about infrastructure as a service, software as a service, platform as a service, blah, 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 including data as a service, some of them, but data is not content, and content as a service is more important. So we need value addition, we need analytics as a service, and that will also be not very far off, because there are a lot of private players in the field, so they would like to do it. In fact, what are they doing now, especially the analytics BI firms? They're taking your information and then processing it and coming back to you and giving you all the business solutions, possible solutions which they do. But if it was sitting in the cloud, it can be a real-time job, and you yourself will be getting those things. So this is where I come to my key point of cloud as a service. I call it not CAAS, cloud as a service. I'm talking citizen as a service seeker, and that's what is going to be the focus of my thing. And there, the most interesting point is of public good versus private greed. So if somebody is pushing cloud and you are thinking that no, if you go into the cloud, you are going to be having data loss or data security issues and so many other things, forget it. If you analyze the whole thing from the perspective of public good versus private greed, I think you will all come with me onto the cloud 9. Now, luckily, we have the government of India working on the cloud, and good news is that Government of India's GI Cloud Strategic Direction paper is out in February 2013, that is this month. It is available. It is marked confidential, but you can download it from the net. It's available on the net. So I would have wished that the consultants who helped the people in the government prepare this particular paper had attended Peter's conference today, then they would have written a different paper. Be that as it may, the paper is there, and that's talking of cloud environment being pushed into the government, both central and the state, and I would say not forgetting the local self-government also, pushing it in 3 stages, adoption in 3 stages, and as usual in the government, a committee has been set up as first policy amongst implementing the GI cloud strategy. So it is headed obviously by the additional secretary of the e-governance, the Department of Electronics and Information Technology. I hope somebody from the Information Technology is here. You're there? Anybody from the Information Technology? You're there. Thank you, sir. So I would request you to take some of these thoughts back to the government, because for those who don't know, the Vigilance Commission is not part of the government. It is independent of the government. We are the ombudsman for the entire country. So we oversee what is happening in the government sector, and that is where I come from. Now, when we talk of citizens, we have citizens and citizens and citizens, and there are citizens who say, "Ye IT kya hai?" And for those who want to know, there is another side of the IT also. There is the same person who said IT kya hai being invited to Harvard to talk about the IT revolution and the railway district. The best model of IT computing is probably the passenger reservation system and spot your train system, which the railways are running today, and very successfully. And none of us realize that it's running out of the cloud. Now, as luck would have it, we are all IT averse. We don't like too much of technology. We want user friendliness, etc. But if you replace the word by user by citizen friendliness, probably we would make many degrees of progress, especially considering that the spot your train and passenger reservation system is working beautifully. Any any device, you are now talking about bring your own device. It is available now on any device. You can SMS it, know your PNR status, etc., etc. It is available. So that is where the cloud computing is in the government, and let us see where we can go. Now, for those who are aware of what is happening elsewhere in the world, you know that IT in the other governments, international governments, and that policy paper also talks about it, has come up in a big way in the US, the UK, the Australia, the Singapore, etc., etc. So we have our friend from USA here. I think apps.gov was launched on September 16, 2009 in the US. And in the US government, people are supposed to use the cloud computing environment provided by the government. Now, this is their website, and what sort of solutions, a slew of solutions are available. You can go and pick and take and use it. That's what they say that cloud computing environment in the US is. But this was September 16th, 2009. So what's happening in India? Of course, we all know that the IT passenger reservation system started much earlier. It has been going on there. But as luck would have it, we don't look inwards quite often. We always look to the other world, and if we go with an innovative solution in some of our offices and organizations, we are told, is it being used elsewhere? And if it is being used, then probably we may think of trying it out. I think you'll bear me out on this. We don't want innovation to be pushed. We don't want changes to be brought about. We don't want technology absorption, and we find a lot of resistance to change. And there are various reasons for it. But anyway, let me say this, that using the cloud makes perfect business sense for the private sector, and Peter was very categorical that there are absolutely no security issues here. You keep the data in various places, and nobody will know where you are keeping the data, and data can be kept in so secretive way that you can encrypt the data and store it, and you store it in many places, many devices. So you wouldn't know that the first part of the sentence is coming from one server and the second part is coming from the second server, and so on. So this will go on. So cloud is very much useful for the private sector, because you can pay as you use, so your IT costs will come down. But it makes sense for India also, and Indian government and the governments of the states. Governance requires Team India working together on the cloud. And here I would like to spell out Team India as transparency and technology, efficiency and empowerment, audit trail and accountability, metrics and mutual assistance. All these are possible in the cloud. So if you are going to be using the cloud, you will be building a team together, and wherever you are, you have anytime, anywhere governance available and making it available. And that is where it is possible. And now if you build in the analytics also, we have democratic decision making. You want to take a decision on what is required to be done, you send out a survey, and that survey can come on your mobile phone also, and you answer that, and lo and behold, we have the elections. Now we are talking of elections being the core of all corruption. Now if IT were used for polling and taking surveys and opinions instantaneously, you know that we are getting good opinion, and there will be a good, we have applications for that. More about that later. Now, a plethora of cloud benefits are available, and these things will be known to you. I don't want to go into it, but what is the government going to benefit? Lower total cost of ownership, increased availability, faster application delivery, flexible model, enables collaboration and citizen participation in governance, improved public service delivery, better security, and paperless office sans red tape in a jiffy. And if you want, if you are from the government, you want to deploy the cloud in your office, come to me and we will deploy it from tomorrow or the day after, or whatever date you want to choose. You can deploy it. So that's what is happening. Now the question is, when I asked the poll here, and I think only 1 or 2 persons from the government lifted their hand to say that cloud is happening in the government too. So I want to dispel your notions, saying cloud has always been happening, will continue to happen, and will happen in future also in the government in India. And I'm going to walk you through some of the examples of cloud computing which is going on, and that's going to be an eye-opener for you, I hope. Now, this conference organizers have their own portal, and they have some websites, and they have reported there that the PricewaterhouseCoopers is reporting $5.9 billion transaction global revenue for Amazon. Amazon is one of the leaders in the cloud computing. All of us know that. So by 2014, they are going to be having that much of global revenue through the cloud. So they are talking of profits. Now, I come from Bangalore. I retired as DG of Police Bangalore. I'm in Karnataka. So I have my friends here, Mr. R.K. Sharma and Mr. Atul Garg, who are also helping me in this presentation. And cloud computing has been used by Nama Bangalore. Nama Bangalore means our Bangalore, our city of Bangalore. And they have been using cloud for simple thing as a revenue collection, day-to-day collection. Unfortunately, the internet connection is not working here. If it was working, I would have shown you live. So how much of money they are collecting every day is available here. So this is the collections. Luckily I got the screenshot just before coming here. So you can see general receipts done in February so far is running into several billions. And online collection, lakhs of receipts have been put. And if you want to see the lakhs of receipts which citizens of the thing, what they are paying. Like for example, in a burial ground, you have to pay 5 rupees to get your death receipts. And you have that 5 rupees receipt is printed and given to them online through the cloud computing environment. And more important, I talked about this thing, birth certificate. So many citizen certification, death certificate, many citizen services like the birth certificate, death certificate, so many other things are offered as citizen services over the cloud. And we have one more this thing. it's open. Huh? Yeah, I will skip it. I think I won't go to the browser now because the net, it is trying to look for the. Okay, so we have, if you can go to bbmp.gov.in, that's the site, you can go and log in, and there is a public page there where you can actually see the result. This is actually a screenshot of the public view. So how much of revenue has been collected that particular day, and how much payments are being made, which bill is pending where, is available to the public also, as well as the other stakeholders. Certain other transactions which when you have to upload a bill, etc., you have to have a login and password, etc. So those security considerations are taken care of. But okay, it's going to restart. Thank you. Now I will talk to you about a project which we launched on. Thank you. So I'm not going to the links to take you live and show it to you. You can go to the login of Bangalore and you can have a look at it. And at this place, you won't click. You can see the daily transaction going on, and if I had gone live now, you would have seen how many people are now accessing the system in Bangalore in various wards. I would have also taken you from here to walk the streets of Bangalore. So how many projects are going on in which street and what is the current status of the project. I could have shown you more than 90,000 projects are online available. They are getting used to the cloud. So we have a lot of problems in using the cloud because there are a lot of people and we have a lot of projects. We don't have the connectivity. We have problems with the 2G and 3G and 4G. There are a lot of private grid coming in because of which the takeoff has not taken. We wanted to have a Bangalore unwired program. That didn't happen. The Karnataka unwired was thought of with 4G. That has not been done. Now we are trying to reach the cloud computing to the 800 million people below the poverty line. So the direct cash transfer is aimed at that. We have some difficulties there because some of the cloud computing environments and what we are putting in, somewhere probably some other difficulties are coming in. Those are the things which I would like to address you here. But most important, remember, we have anytime, anywhere governance possible through the cloud. So, since I was asked to specifically speak on security, I would like to talk about the security of the female citizens, because today we are talking about the gang rape everywhere, and that's in everybody's mind is agitating. What if a solution had been available that she had just pressed the thing and the police would have reached wherever she was within 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is. So quality of service, the time of response of the police, how soon you can reach there are all material which need to be looked into. Now I will just tell you, we have had this application which we call Project Vijay. Vijay is nothing but Vigilance I, because we are from the Central Vigilance Commission. So Vigilance I is a product of the CVC, and it helps to talk and capture evidence about corruption in your neighborhood. So we launched this program on 9th of December 2010 from Vigyan Bhavan, and it's a citizen-centric program to help the citizen stop cribbing about corruption and start acting about corruption. So all that you have to do is type Vijay and send a SMS to 51964 or a 10-digit number. You go to vijay.com and vijay.in. All those solutions are available step by step. So you get an application downloaded on your mobile. After that, you are empowered citizen. So if somebody is demanding bribe, you just capture the bribe. If somebody is seen taking, like a policeman on the street trying to take bribe from the truck owner, capture the photograph and upload it. And you want to write something and send it, you can write and send it. It will come here. And it comes to the central server immediately. As a measure of showing it to you, I was capturing some of the scenes of Peter's talk today. And unfortunately, technology has left down. We are still in the underground here, so the thing doesn't work. Otherwise, I would have shown you that I have captured his talk, my handwriting, picture, everything, and your picture, audience picture, I have taken and put it on the net. It's available. So this particular thing we offered. In fact, got a call from World Bank in June this year to come and demonstrate it. They are talking of taking it all over the world. So we developed it for only Symbian phones, and we are still struggling with Android and other things. And none of the service providers talk to each other. We ask for a single digit number, 3-digit number, easy to remember, and it's hell of a job trying to get all the service providers of all the 122 service areas, circles, to get us this number. We are going round and round in circles. 122 circles, you can imagine how long it will take for us to complete the whole thing and make a complete connection. And the weakest link is wherever there is a gap. So, like for example, one service provider just stopped services yesterday in Bombay. That's all. So then what do you do? So this particular thing needs some more research and development, but World Bank has done it. For iPhones now they have brought it. Otherwise, if you are a BlackBerry owner, most of you will be BlackBerry or some of the other smartphones which are not working on Symbian and things like that, you may not be able to operate it. And we need a little more research. So our public-private partnership has to be focused on getting those things into place. And with Project Vijay, we have had beautiful complaints coming in. Like for example, within 24 hours we got a complaint from a person saying that I was a volunteer in the Commonwealth Games, and the food packets which are given to us were awful, and he sent some photographs and things like that to us. So we inquired into the matter, and even otherwise we are looking into the CWG angle a little more closely. So we found that 22 contracts for catering had been put, and so many other people and all those things. And believe it or not, our CWG inquiries are continuing. One thing which we have located so far is that people are not compliant. They don't believe in rule of law. If you have a law in the country saying that you have to pay your taxes at source, TDS, people try to evade it. So one particular contract of 323 crores, we found gross amount, net amount, everything, and we found that as far as TDS was concerned, it was shown as zero. And in this cloud environment, we are getting the bills uploaded by the people. 37 departments are working on 10,000 projects, and 15,000 crores have been spent for only CWG. That has come on the line. And if you go to CVC site and you go to the CWG link, you will be able to see some of it. We have not yet published it. It's openly, but it is available. Because we want to complete our investigation and bring it to a particular stage and then say it out. So what we have done here, we found to our chagrin that about 1,000 crores of tax to be directed at source has not been paid by the concerned people. Now, in our circle, we said, no, this is too large an amount and we may have made a mistake, etc. So we involved the tax authorities also. So the tax authorities also took the data from the cloud. They looked into it, started verifying it, and they started issuing show cause notices and recovery notices, etc. I'm happy to say that so far we have got 100 crores back. 100 crores is how many? $20 million. That recovery has already been made using the cloud computing environment. So that's where we are. So this particular application would have been used for Project Damini or Project whatever you want to call her. I like the 2010, December 2010, 2 years back. Took place in 2012. So 2 years. So we don't have a publicity budget to tell everybody that this is what is available. We need to work on some more research and development to make it perfect. So we don't have people coming to help us. So that is where I am talking of. And most important, dial 100. You ring up 100 and the police service has to be given to you at a doorstep. I have retired as the DG of police in January 2009. In January 2009, 70 police officers, senior police officers all over the country got together in my office. We put out a program for Dial 100 Next Generation, just like 911 NG. In fact, it is beyond 911 NG. And we put that thing, and anytime, anywhere policing to give citizen the police services at the doorstep. And we sent it, it was considered, the ministry approved it, to stop? Okay. 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 So this particular proposal went tendering also, and 5 days after the tendering it was stopped. Why? I do not know. The project was announced by the Prime Minister as a national police mission in 2005 in the conference of chief ministers, and we are in 2013. We have not done it yet. Why? I do not know. One thing I know, now that I am in the vigilance, there is something called the private greed and the public interest which is coming in. Luckily or unluckily, the organizations asked me to talk about controlling unethical behavior. So forget about the security aspect of it. Cloud is very secure. We have to talk about security of the systems, the procurement processes, the things which have to happen. And we always talk about transparency and openness in the public sphere, but we don't talk about transparency in the private office. Securities and Exchanges Commission in the USA have taken a software giant of multinational and punished them for $2 million, and the fine has been paid for having bribed from 2005 to 2007 several Indian officials in India in 12 contracts, and the order is available on the net, but no, we won't learn. We won't learn. And that is not only one organization. I can give you 6 organizations, all multinationals. So the question again is, private greed is coming into place. So if we are concentrating, looking into things, one good thing about security is the National Data Sharing and Access Policy 2012. Government of India has come out with a policy. They have gested it in March 2012. It talks about what should be private data, what should be public data. Any data collected by the public funds has to be out in the public domain. So where is the question of security then? But what is the security required? Where the internal corrosion takes place in every contract. That is where we have to think about. So we have to think about stopping corruption and acting today. We need IT revolution like the Project Vijay and things like that to ensure safety and security. So come, let us go into the cloud and ensure that everybody, including the 800 million people, do have a safe and assured life. That's our problem.